That's a new feature. All right, today in front of us we have one of supposedly the best lightsabers out there. And you know, based on their website and their reviews, I have pretty high hopes. Supposedly. Give it to you. Wait for you to get it on your own. So today we're going to look at a saber from Korbanth. I think I'm saying that right, Sabers. Really excited to do a partnership with them because, as I said in the intro, everything initially looks like they may be one of the best companies out there. And trust me, I've had my experience looking. So here is the saber. I believe I know which one this is, but I'm going to wait so I don't look wrong. But they sent this via UPS. It took, man, I mean, they created the label and it took like 2 days to ship that, but then it was here in a day and a half or 2 days. So it shipped very quickly. I can already tell you. Packed extremely well. Looks like a ton of bubble wrap. Oh yeah. That's some good bubble wrap. And then on top of that, we have some packing peanuts and a pretty damn fancy box. Look at that. 89 sabers. So we're going to check out their website later. And of course we have the blade in here that has this kind of plastic saran wrap over it. Now, unfortunately, or fortunately, I'm not going to be able to cover absolutely everything in this video because their sabers, according to their website, are pretty expansive. Not only on what you can get, but what they can do. So we're going to kind of do a raw reaction here. It's a really nice box. All right, so on the inside, we have some of their cards with a QR code. So I'll actually just show that up to the camera in case you guys are too lazy to type in their link, which there is going to be a link in the description below. We have written instructions, which I'm sure are also on the QR codes in the website. And you know, a lot of these lightsabers, they give you like a book, like 50 pages of instructions. When you get a lightsaber, you just want to mess with it and play with it and display it. You don't want to read a book, so I really appreciate that. And then inside we have, yes, the Dooku lightsaber. So this is one I've wanted for a really long time. First thing we have is we have a USB charger for the rechargeable battery right here. We have a tiny little screwdriver. Look how cute that is. Never thought I'd say cute, but I'm getting old. I don't really care what I say anymore. And then you have an Allen wrench, and then this is a replacement cartridge for the hilt. So in the end, I don't display any of my sabers with the blades. I have all the blades in the back storage room labeled. I like just displaying the hilts, but when you do, like for cosplay, or if you display them like I do, that's what this little piece is for. You put that in the hole, if you will, where the blade really goes. Wow! So, wow, this is heavy. This is really heavy. This is probably the heaviest hilt I have by far. Even heavier than like Darth Maul, which is huge. And this feels, wow. Okay. So initial impressions. This hilt is amazing. You know what? Let me show you under camera what I'm looking at. So I really wish you guys could feel the weight of this. Like, very solid. It feels like it's a piece of metal, not a piece of painted plastic. And I don't think it is. I think this is real metal. And you can see the shine on it, I think, is absolutely fantastic. I do have some bright lights. And then even the intricate details. So I'm not a scholar with Star Wars. I know more than the average person, but I don't know the name of Darth Vader's uncle's cousin's dog. One of the things they boast is that they are the most screen accurate. So again, I can't speak to that, especially Dooku's saber here. But this rubberized grip pad too has that texture on it. Wow. The rivets here, then the supposedly on button. This is just fantastic. So we're really early on in the review, but I'm already going to say that I think Korbanth stands up to being the best lightsaber. At least this is the coolest hilt that I have of the 15 or so I own. And the fact that it's Dooku's, I always loved that because it was different, kind of this curvature, and then as well as the spike on the end. This is super impressive. So I assume the battery goes in the bottom, but we'll figure that out when we come back and talk about the functionality. So I'm gonna go charge it, and I'll see you guys in a few hours. So really easy to charge. You just take the battery out and you put it in the charger they have. They supply the charger and the cord. You just need a brick, which we have tons of them laying around the house right here. All right, battery's charged up, and I wanted to show you how easy it is. So this is the battery charger right here, and then this is your casement for the battery. So you want to make sure you match up positive to positive. Positive is always the external or male part up here. So put that in. And what's nice about this, it actually has arrows on the bottom here to show how it goes into the hilt. And then you have two little tabs here that you actually push in when you remove it from the hilt. Now mine came out of the hilt, ready to charge, but I want to show you how easy this is. You have this screw right here. You don't even need a tool on this particular saber, and it just pops right out. It is that easy literally to put it in.
That's what she said.
All right, so if you look, it's kind of like a female part, but just the easy way is the arrows go down towards the bottom of the hilt, and you want to make sure it's lined up correctly. So the easiest way to do that is have the arrows kind of right there. And then you want to go, and it actually is a secure connection, so hopefully we hear a click. There it is. And then this will slide back on with ease. That simple to take the battery in and out, which I think is superior along a lot of the competition. So let's fire this sucker up. All right, we got it all set up. So the nice thing about this, just like many other lightsabers, to insert the blade into the hilt, it's just a little Allen wrench. And again, they gave you the tool, or an Allen screw, they gave you the tool to do that. Now, one thing I like about this is so far I think it's more simple, but I think I'm wrong actually, because most of these lightsabers have so many different effects and so many different options that sometimes I don't even know what they are. This gives you a basic readout of the basic things to do. Now, what I've figured out so far in only about 5 minutes here is you have the power button up top, at least on this one, and then you have what they call an auxiliary button down here. Now, as long as the lightsaber's off, if you push the auxiliary button, it goes through the different modes. So, for example,
the fear of loss is a path to the dark side.
So that's an indicator that the blade is now on Yoda mode. So I haven't seen this yet, but I'm going to guess $1 million that when I hit the power button, it'll be green. Too bad I didn't win $1 million. And then you hold the power button to shut it back off. So obviously, that's a nice thing about any of these is while this is Dooku's hilt, you could technically do any character with the blade and the sound effects. So let me go to another character here.
We're keepers of the peace, not soldiers.
That's Samuel L. Jackson. So again, I'm going to assume purple. I assumed wrong.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Obi-Wan.
Wary. I sense a disturbance in the force.
Qui-Gon.
How did you feel when I gutted your master?
I believe that's, what's his name? The Kylo Ren's daddy? Not
You have
daddy.
interfered with our affairs for the last time.
There's Dooku. So let's light it up for Dooku. So not only is it the red, but it's the like vibrating red that you saw Dooku have. You can see the sound effects are quite loud. I would also speculate you can lessen them or turn them off completely. So another thing, and I believe this is the auxiliary down here. It actually gives you the blaster block. So if you push that, you hear the sound effect in different parts of the blade light up. Ah, there is a volume component as well. So again, what I like is this gives you about the 15 basic features. If you hold down the auxiliary button, I believe this is like the force effect. You can hear it and see it. On a side note, this Dooku down here, this also lights up, which I think is pretty cool. So it does have a pretty good motion sound effect. Like a real saber. That's a new feature. So when you turn it off and you hold the power button, if you hold the power button down, it continues to play music, Star Wars music. Interesting. So I think the sound is top quality. Again, the hilt is fire. There is a clash effect, as you see.
Obi-Wan is a great mentor. As wise as Master Yoda. I'm a Jedi. There's nothing for me here now.
This is a dangerous time for you.
Suit your feelings, Father.
I see you have constructed a new lightsaber. Enter volume menu.
All right, so that's the volume menu. So somehow you go up or down.
Maximum volume.
There you go. That turns it down. All right, so anyway, just like a lot of lightsabers, the controls take a little bit to figure out, but like I said, they do give great instructions. I should probably just read them. But I think where this really shines, again, I keep going back to this amazing hilt, and then there's so much different functionality you can do, and you can actually insert your own SIM card. So I want to end the video by checking out their website to see the other things they have. And I highly encourage you to go check them out. I'm going to put a link in the description below. But this is probably, I'm going to say it, the favorite lightsaber I have in my collection. Not only because it's Dooku, but just the high quality of the hilt here. So for me, it's more about displaying the hilt than the functionality. And I think the functionality is, what I've seen so far, is very similar to some of the competitors. Although I'm sure there's things in here that I don't even know about, maybe some hidden Easter eggs that are really cool. So again, I highly encourage you to check out their website. But yeah, so let's see what else they have. Link in the description below with a discount code. And what I really like about them too, most lightsabers this high quality are probably running in that $300 to $500 range. They're always doing a number of specials that actually get you quite a bit closer to the affordability range, especially for such a high quality product. So if you went to choose options, this is where I talked about so many customizations. So again, you don't have to get the electronics. You can get the electronics installed like you have here. You can add weathering to it. I think that's really cool, especially if you're a huge collector. But this is great. It really, really is. And I think a few of the other ones had some different options than that. But let's look at some of the ones they have. So you can break it down by hero sabers. So the well-known people we have, obviously you have a number of Luke Skywalker, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Ventress. A lot of these I don't even know who they are. That looks like a Luke. That's Luke's later saber. Or here's Luke's original, or not his original, but the green one. Tons and tons of options. And as you can see, the price points are really good for this high quality. Let's look at the villain sabers. That's kind of my forte, is the villain sabers. So there's a Kylo Ren there. Vader. I already have some of those. Here's that Dooku. I really like this. But they all look like that really high quality. Darth Sidious. That'd be a cool one to have. They also have other accessories, so spare parts, soundboards, the different blades. So these are NeoPixel. I don't know if I went over that, but that gives it that really realistic effect. Let's see, current deals, see what they're doing right now. So again, some really good sales. So under $200 price points. These are great for, oh wow, some really good price points here. I don't think I've ever seen a Vader saber that cheap. Usually they're in the $300 to $500 range. Man. Highly advised, not only do you check them out, but bookmark them to see what current deals they're doing on a regular basis. So huge thanks to Korbanth sabers. I absolutely love this. I'm saying it's my favorite saber that I have in the collection, not only due to Dooku, but the quality on the hilt. Ooh, look at the gold. That's kind of cool. Kind of different. Look at that twin set. Twin sabers for $299. There's some really good deals here. Let's see. Oh, that's cool. They have a different blog. They keep it pretty up to date too. Every month. Subscribe to that. Saber comparison. All right, so this is kind of where they shine against some of the competition. Design and build quality, we've already seen that. Blade effects. That was pretty vibrant. I have spotlights on in the video, and it still showed pretty well. Ease of use, I have to agree with that. Designed for more serious cosplayers, I would agree. This one looks like a real lightsaber hilt. Pricing and value, I agree with that. Yeah, they have a heads up on most of their competition. So make sure to check them out. New saber releases regularly, and sometimes they have limited runs, which really increases the value of said saber. And even accessories like display stands, stuff like that. Check them out, Korbanth.com. Really appreciate them. Really appreciate you guys watching. Again, click on the link in the description below. And, ooh, the Empress, October 3rd. I'm like a kid in a candy store. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Yes, we're still giving away $1,000 statues at every 5,000 subscriber milestone. You have to make sure you're subbed to the channel, you like the video, and then leave a comment. We're going to pick a random comment on a random video and give away those statues. In the meantime, check out some of these other videos and my social media. Talk to you soon. Take care.